It feels like this is the 5th or 6th time that I've made this video this year, but the Denver Broncos are laughing at the rest of the NFL once again. There are smart organizations and there are dumb organizations in football. The smart ones get ahead of the market and they pay their impending free agents well before they're supposed to be free agents. That way, they don't hit the market and they don't end up overpaying for these players. Then they're the stupid organizations that drag it out till the last possible second, and then they have to either end up overpaying their players in the case of the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, or they end up having to trade them away because they can't get a deal done, a la the Dallas Cowboys with Micah Parsons. Thankfully, the Denver Broncos fall into the category of the former. They've been able to showcase time and time again that they're one of the better run organizations in football in terms of getting these deals done at the right time. And what's provoking this conversation today, I want to go ahead and bring this in here. Tyler Smith of the Dallas Cowboys was just extended. He is now the highest paid guard in football with an average annual value of $24 million. That makes Quinn Minor's deal of $18 million a year look like chump change. Minors is now the 9th highest paid guard in football. When you turn on the tape, Minors plays like the best guard in football. This is one of the biggest steals of the entire NFL, and the Denver Broncos are responsible for some of the other biggest steals in football. You've got Pat Surtain, the reigning defensive player of the year, the best corner in the game. They extended him last year on a 4-year, $96 million deal, $24 million in average annual value, and with the way the market's blown up, he's now the 5th highest paid corner in the game, grossly undercompensated for his services. They just paid Nick Bonitto, 4 years, $106 million, $26.5 million in average annual value. He can get up to $120 million, but a lot of that's incentive-based. This is what the contract actually looks like on paper. He's the 10th highest paid edge rusher in the league. Jonathan Cooper, who they got done last year, 4 years, $54 million, $13.5 million in average annual value, 27th highest paid edge rusher in the league. That's crazy. Garrett Bowles, one of the better blindside protectors in football. He's the 16th highest paid tackle in the league. 4-year, $82 million deal last season, midway through the year, I should say. $20.5 million in average annual value. Cortland Sutton, they just got him done on a 4-year, $92 million deal. $23 million in average annual value. 18th highest paid receiver in the game. Zach Allen, they just got him done as well. 4 years, $102 million. $25.5 million in average annual value. 3rd highest paid interior defensive lineman. And just think, as the market blows up, that Bonitto deal, that Sutton deal, and that Zach Allen deal are only going to look better and better and better. That's what good organizations do, man. They get ahead of it, and they don't allow these contracts to snowball. The Cincinnati Bengals completely botched the situation with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. If they had just paid them both sooner, they wouldn't have had to give them so much money. Then, with the Dallas Cowboys, they kept trying to drag this thing on with Micah Parsons, and to an extent, I understand why they moved Parsons, because if they had paid him, they were going to have 3 players taking up a large percentage of their cap space. But by that same token, it looked like Jerry was prepared to give Micah that deal until Micah backed out because Jerry was trying to negotiate without an agent present, trying to put a bunch of BS clauses in there, was probably trying to fluff up the deal and make it to where he didn't actually have to pay as much money as the contract would have said. So, for the Denver Broncos, this just goes to show that George Paton, he may have had a couple of gaps with hiring Nathaniel Hackett and trading for Russell Wilson and extending him, but ever since then, he's proven why he was one of the most sought-after GM candidates when the Denver Broncos got him. Every single year, there were teams trying to pry George Paton away from Minnesota. He had been Rick Spielman's right-hand man for all those years there. And finally, it was the Denver Broncos that were able to convince him to come over. And Broncos country wanted George Paton's head after the Russell Wilson deal. But they stuck with him, they were patient, and Paton has rewarded them substantially since. So, the Denver Broncos, credit to them for sticking with George Paton, especially when they changed ownership. That would have been a more than perfect excuse to move on from George Paton, but they were convinced to keep him, and that decision has paid dividends. Alright guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. That would be absolutely incredible. You can do so by clicking the link in the description below. Get some extra perks and incentives. It's not mandatory, but if you want to help me out and help grow the channel in general, please consider it. Again, the link is in the description below. All right, guys, and until next time, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.